the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
JJ McCarthy edits.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my
Because
God.
that's the quarterback you're drafting at 8.
No.
Yeah, probably.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Get ready to learn JJ McCarthy, buddy.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Chase. He JP might have just had a bar there. That might be right.
All right, let's end on this. I just draft a quarterback in the top 3, folks. It's a better path to victory. Speaking of better paths to victory, based on how the first round went here, Jarrett,
Yes.
do the Ravens or the 49ers now have a better path to the Super Bowl?
Ooh, I'll say the 49ers just because the quarterbacks that are remaining in the AFC scare me a lot more than the quarterbacks and the teams remaining in the NFC. Like, I love the Lions, love the story, and I think that we're going to get a Lions 49ers NFC Championship game, which would be pretty fun. And if both teams are playing their best, I think we're going to get a high-scoring game. But I think that ultimately, the Lions on their best day aren't as good as the 49ers on their best day. Like, if the Ravens play the Bills and you say, okay, both teams are going to play really well, I'm biased, I get it, but I'm picking Buffalo. If they play the Chiefs, I'm not ruling out that the Chiefs would beat Baltimore. Like, it's a more difficult path with more potential road bumps for Baltimore than it is like if the 49ers play Tampa. Like, love the story, but if they play the Bucks, guess who's getting stomped by 30? The Buccaneers. I don't see, like, the Texans play the Ravens this week. They played each other week 1. This is a very different, more confident Texans team than week 1. They don't have Tank Dell, which does stink, but I think the Ravens open as 9.5-point favorites. Guess what? Houston's covering that, bud. And I just think that the road is much more difficult for the Ravens in terms of potential road bumps, where the quarterbacks are better. I think the overall teams are better in the AFC right now than they are in the NFC.
I agree that the road is easier for the Niners, and I don't even think it's really close. This might be spicy, JP, but I think the winner of Chiefs Bills is going to the Super Bowl.
I think so too.
That's my gut.
I think we have somehow begun to underrate the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
I think if the Ravens beat the Texans, I think the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. I think they are the most well-equipped team to defend the Bills and the Chiefs and the Niners, obviously the 49ers. And again, look, I agree. I think the Niners have the easier path. I mean, as much as we love Jordan Love and love Jared Goff and love what Baker Mayfield has been doing, like Jordan Love, this is going to be his first time going to SoFi and playing against the 49ers. And they're going to have home field throughout the entire playoffs. I worry about Jared Goff against any form of pressure when he's not in Detroit. I worry about Baker Mayfield in general. Jordan Love, again, first-year starter, first time going to not Kansas City, but going to San Francisco as a starter. It's going to be a difficult road. But I think the Ravens are so good at just they're big game winners this year. They win big football games, and I think that mettle, that toughness that they show to win the big football games is going to show in the divisional and AFC championship games.
The takes if Allen's the one to beat Lamar in the AFC title game.
Dude, I will be the most unbearable human being on this podcast, on Twitter, on go ahead, say JP.
Too bad they're not beating the Chiefs.
They're beating the Chiefs.
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. If they do not beat the Chiefs in Buffalo, that's a funeral. People are getting fired. You gotta blow it up.
I don't think
you just can't get over the hump. Like, I think and that's part of the reason I think the Bills are like, if they get over that hump and that rise, then there's nothing stopping them at that point. They beat Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes repeat chances. Like, sorry, Baltimore.
Personally,
it's just get ready to learn Cancun, buddy.
I think that they do what the Steelers did in 2005, where the Steelers needed to win out to get into the playoffs, and then they went out and won the Super Bowl. I think that we see something similar.
I think the reason that I'm picking Kansas City is because the Bills just eventually the injuries are going to catch up.
They're
going
beat up.
They're going to catch up. and they are beat up on the defensive side of the ball against a Chiefs team that has finally kind of figured it out a little bit with who they throw the ball to and who they get the ball to. And getting, again, if Kaiir Elam has to play, I'd be very worried. But if Rasul Douglas is going to play, sure.
He already said he was going to play, so that does seem like a positive sign.
I also think that the Chiefs defense is phenomenal. And I think that they're going to get up for a big game. They're going to get up for a big moment game. I think Chris Jones is going to have a phenomenal day because like it's going to be hard to continue to stop all of those guys. And look, I just worry about the health for Buffalo defensively. I worry that eventually the bill is going to have to come due. So I think that this week against Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team, who I was kind of worried like going into the playoffs, like they might do it again. But I just think Baltimore's too good. I think Baltimore has been the best team in the league. They have shown that they win big games against the best teams, and that's going to show. I think that's going to show this year. I think this is the year Baltimore gets back to the Super Bowl.
I'm on the boat of it's going to be incredibly tight against Kansas City. We're going to find out if Terrell Bernard's going to be able to play. Rasul Douglas said he is playing, which is a big they need him. But they continue to have guys step up. I think we'll have to see if Tyrell Dodson's active as well because he didn't play today against Pittsburgh. But Greg Rousseau has come up when they've needed him to. They got Daquan Jones back. Ed Oliver's had a really nice year. Like their front four is nasty. Like low key, they've taken big step forward in terms of having a quality front four. Dane Jackson had a really nice game last week against Miami. So they've shown depth in the secondary. You don't love if Kaiir Elam has to start. That's completely understandable. Hopefully Taylor Rapp is back next week as well to get you a little bit more depth at safety. But yeah, that is the big question for Buffalo is health on the defensive side of the ball. We know offensively they're, when they're on. And I think that's what I'm leaning on right now is just there's something for a team that just won't stay dead. And they had a 5% chance of making the playoffs after losing to Philadelphia, and they won out. They won the division. And I don't know, man, something just in me thinks that they're going to do it. And
also, go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
No, if it does end up being Baltimore and Buffalo in the AFC title game, like I think it will be, they'll travel to Baltimore and we'll see. Like Baltimore has yet to reach an AFC title game with Lamar. Obviously his respective injuries have had a lot to do with that. But I just don't think that I don't trust. How do I want to word this? If the Bills offense has a great day, I think it's wraps. And I think that they have the ability to do that on different levels, whether it be James Cook taking over or whether it be Diggs or whether it just be Josh Allen being a madman and saying, I'm not losing today and taking over. Like they have multiple ways to beat you. It doesn't always have to be pretty. There's going to be a few of those throws where like, Joshua, what are you doing? But man, there are few players I believe in more in the league when they're hot than Josh Allen. And I don't know. I don't think he's losing again the rest of the year, man.
So I think my thing is, and of course this is kind of just backed up with what I've seen like since Joe Brady has taken over, especially post Cowboys game. The Bills have been kind of sluggish against teams with a pulse defensively. Like the Steelers game on Monday, the Steelers do not have a pulse. I'm worried about how that game pans out against defenses with an actual pulse and that can kind of harass Josh Allen a little bit and kind of make him see things that aren't there. The simulated pressures, the things that, a guy's coming, oh wait, no, he's not, speeding up his process. That's what the Ravens do. Like that's what the Ravens do defensively. Like that is their entire MO. They got speed everywhere. I think defensively, they're so airtight. And the same reason you say I'll put my faith in Josh Allen in a game, Lamar has not. this year, Lamar has shown that he doesn't really lose the big game. He is played at his best in the big games when the team needs him the most. And I really do worry about what the Bills look like against Kansas City, because Kansas City's defense is very real and
It's really good.
and is going to throw a lot at Josh Allen.
Oh,
But also the Ravens have to be careful with the Texans. Like
the Ravens do have to be careful with the Texans. I think we cannot overlook either of these opponents.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be really fun. I think we ended up getting the 4 best quarterbacks from the AFC this year, which is really cool. And then on the NFC, it's just anything can happen. We said it before the season, like anything can happen in an NFC that's kind of open. But it's really it's San Francisco and everybody else.
And yeah, I was gonna say, and pick the team to travel to Levi's and see if they can do the impossible. There's a real path though where somehow the Chiefs still end up hosting an AFC Championship game, which is really annoying.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Like there's something in me that's like, hey, I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
I get it, man.
I can't do it.
I get it. I really do. But here's the thing. He's not going to get there every year. As much as it might seem like he might, there will come a time where he doesn't.
He already hasn't twice.
I know. I get it. But like, he's not going to be in the AFC title game every year. He's not going to be like, eventually there's going to be a spot where, the Chiefs just take a small step back. If getting to the divisional round is taking their small step back, yeah, I get it. Like, they still had a great year despite all the outside, but like, they're not going to get to the AFC title game every year. They're not going to get to the Super Bowl every year, but I think that this
and one of these years Josh is going to get through.
You know
I
what?
hope so, man.
You know what? They said the same thing about LeBron James, and then he ran off 10 straight finals appearances.
I think NBA is a little different than the NFL.
Listen, I get it. I get
That's
it.
great. Run through the Atlanta Hawks and the Pacers all you want.
Whoa. First of all, those 2015 Atlanta Hawks team had the best record in the NBA.
Great.
They actually
Paul
were
Millsap and Jeff
they
Teague.
were
How
the
dangerous.
players of the month. They were collectively in January.
They were all stars. Like that's not a bad team.
You don't walk into the highlight factory and just get ready to defend Thabo Sefolosha and just expect to get away with it.
And then LeBron swept them because they were second tier good players.
Respect master of the pick and pop, Paul Millsap.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean
Come on.
Pero Antich. Who's messing with Pero Antich on the perimeter?
Kyle Korver, that's right out the playbook.
Yeah. What are we doing?
They are second tier good players, and they got swept and showed it.
Wow.
You know what? I'm just saying, it would be incredibly funny if this were the weakest Chiefs team, and they still ended up making the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes is that good. Like it's again, I'm worried.
Chiefs Niners would be ugly. This version of it. I don't think it would be fun to watch at all. I think it would be ugly.
I'm honestly kind of intrigued by it because I don't think it'd be a high scoring game.
I want Bills Niners is what I'm rooting for now.
That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I'm hoping sort of happens, I guess. Being like the de facto Bills fan, I guess I am now.
Ravens Packers would also be fun.
Run me my rematch. Ravens Niners. Run it back. Run that back.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that either. That'd be good.
I'm gonna be the contrarian of pop culture that I am and say I don't want to see it.
I'm also just week to week with Lamar. Like, let's see him get through another playoff game. I'm just a week to week Lamar guy. Love Lamar Jackson.
I hate that
he's week to week.
I hate that I'm kind of in the same boat.
Right? Like he's a week to week guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting where I'm at with him too.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jarrett Bailey, what can the good folks check out from you all across the internet this week?
I'm going to do first of all my first mock draft for Behind the Steel Curtain for Steelers mock draft. That'll be fun, I guess is a word for that. I'm going to be doing a piece on the Green Bay Packers for USA Today, comparing them to the movie Young Guns, just because they're so young. And I don't know how I'm going to attack it. Maybe I'll try to assign like each player a different character from the movie. By the way, if you've never seen Young Guns, it's a terrific movie. Go watch it.
Never saw it.
What? It's it's an incredible Western.
Go. Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.